This is a Hot Pie Media original. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. H-E-L-P. Help. BetterHelp. Now, is there something that's interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Everybody who listens to Stop Self-Sabotage has something that they want for themselves that they are not getting because they feel that they're frustrated or they wouldn't be listening. They want more. And personally, when I first became a therapist, I went into therapy because I was so hurt in an emotional relationship and I wanted to repair that. And BetterHelp is a place that you can do just that for yourself. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's a professional therapy done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. So you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists as needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. One of them is, Anthony wrote, "Karen is great. She's attentive, gives great advice, and really makes you think about your issues so you can resolve them in a fashion where you are comfortable." Visit betterhelp.com/SSS. That's better, HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp, they are now recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. We have a special offer for you. For Stop Self-Sabotage listeners, you get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/SSS. As a therapist myself, I can't recommend them more sincerely. Go online, talk to them. They will be very attentive to your needs and they will get you the help you want. Welcome. Hi, Jill. Good to have you. And I'm talking with Jill Feltz, who is an EFT practitioner. And I'm going to find out, just like everybody listening, what that stands for. So tell me a little bit about your story and how did you become a master EFT practitioner?
Okay. Well, you and I worked with each other, maybe 10 years ago, you motivating my independent sales consultants because I owned Compelling Creations at the time and had consultants.
Right.
And during that time, and you may not have known this, but it was super stressful for me because I took a business that was just my mom and my friends and I selling at trade shows to a multi-level marketing company.
Right. I remember. Yeah.
So putting in, 3 a.m. mornings, working until 3 a.m. I was working out. I was on 2 boards. I, motivating consultants and designing. There was just a lot of, I did the breast cancer 3-day walk at the same time, worked out in a boot camp 5 days a week. So you kind of see where this is going. I was doing a lot of stuff and basically just too much. And I burned out and my body crashed. And so it was really terrifying. I went to doctor after doctor after doctor. Nobody could figure out what it was, which is stress in itself.
Yes.
And then I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and took the medicine for, maybe a year and really just slowed down and stopped and thought, be kind to yourself, don't take on so much stuff.
Yes.
So I was just gentler, ate really well. And then I just knew, but I knew in my gut, I didn't have rheumatoid arthritis. So I just started to heal myself by being kinder to myself and eating right. So that brought me into health coaching because I thought I healed myself physically. I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. It was a misdiagnosis.
Wow.
Off medicine for, 15 years.
Wow.
And it was only a 12-month period. It's really just my body crashed. So that brought me into health coaching. And now I don't have my company anymore. I just sell through Etsy, just selling my designs that way. And love health coaching. But what I found with my clients was everything went from physical to emotional. So really the root.
They are tied in. That is right. Yeah.
So the issues, will show up in your tissues, as the saying goes. And so that brought me to EFT, Emotional Freedoms Technique.
Yeah.
And so Emotional Freedoms Technique is basically, I would say it's emotional acupuncture. We're without the needles. That's the good part.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about an issue, we are tapping along the meridian lines. And the meridian is our electrical system through our body. Mm-hmm. And now with modern technology, Western medicine calls it the primovascular system. So it is our electrical lines, basically. So like if I turn on the light switch on this side of the room, the lights go on that side of the room. And we don't even question the wiring that goes behind the walls. So with EFT, as we're talking about an issue and getting to the root and the origin, we're tapping along the meridians, which is basically pulsing on electrical signal through our system. And the good thing about that is it goes through right past the amygdala. And the amygdala, as you know, as a therapist, is our watchdog. It is the little tiny, almond-shaped gland that is our red alert. It's the creates the anxiety in us, the fight, flight, freeze. It's our watchdog. So it's a good thing. But when it's being hit all the time, like it was with me, basically it was just my body was saying, whoa, it was freezing. And what does that look like? It looks like rheumatoid arthritis, but it wasn't. My body was freezing, like too much. Stop.
Just overstressed. And basically it presented itself, that stress presented itself in your body, as we know it does over time, if you aren't releasing it totally. And that became a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis, which led you to health coaching, which led you to this emotional technique, EFT. And why is it called emotional freedom? What a technique? What is that?
Because when we are tapping and talking, we are calming down the amygdala to let an emotion bubble up in a safe zone. You're feeling safe. So the fight, flight, or freeze reaction is a reaction to a thought or to a memory or to a limiting belief, as you know, with Stop Self-Sabotage. And that's just the thought, the belief, but the reaction in our body is not. When we calm it down and we let it bubble up, it doesn't have as much power. And so studies have shown that EFT calms down or brings down cortisol levels by 43% just by tapping, not even talking, just by tapping.
Really? Yeah. Brings down cortisol by 43%.
Mm-hmm. And I have research on my website under my philosophy page because it's just fascinating. It's real.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's fascinating. So somebody came up with this idea because they are, I assume, were practicing on themselves and had a positive experience. Now, why do people come to you? What are they bringing to you? What issues are they bringing to you for emotional freedom techniques?
Everything. Because of my personal story, a lot of people come to me for health reasons.
Yes.
But I've had everything from the change of becoming an empty nester or going through a divorce or food-related issues, addictions, anything that kind of brings on recurring thoughts and limiting beliefs. So just about, gosh, the gamut's pretty wide. But originally, it basically was, health related issues.
Sure.
And then we got to the root of it and, they kind of dissipated.
So, okay. So tell me, share briefly how your sessions affect your clients. So I come to you, I have an emotional eating issue. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you work with me on that? Let's just go into that.
So we would we would start tapping and we would say, even though I want to eat this chocolate cake, whatever it is, we'd figure out, what's your whys and your hows and where it shows up with you.
So you talk and get some diagnosis of the problem. Yeah.
We will talk and then we will just start tapping and talking. And so we'll tap together, or I can tap on you if you're in person, and we'll say the words out loud. And so the interesting thing, and I'm such a positive person, this is the interesting thing about me being an EFT practitioner, is often we talk about the negative. We pop the negative up. We'll talk about, even though I have this craving, I want this chocolate cake, I want this, you're allowing the negative to bubble up in a safe way where it takes off the emotion around it, the desire around something. If you said, let's say it's an eating thing, or the negative, the fear around something, it will just lessen the emotion that's attached to the issue.
Okay. So let me just walk into this with you. Can we do a demonstration of this? Is that possible? Yeah. And I mean, you can use me. I mean, let's stay with the eating, because I'd like to lose some weight. Okay. And, I'm one of the pandemic 15 people. And so, I'm telling you that I'd like to lose some weight. I'm telling you, I'm not happy with my eating, late at night, particularly. And, so what would you have me do? I'm sitting here in front of you.
Yeah. So let's start so that you'll follow me, but let's first start with me showing you the tapping places.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Some people won't see this, so we're going to explain.
I will say it out loud. I will say it out loud. Okay. So we start with tapping on the side of our hand, like the meaty part where like the karate chop would be.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll tap 3 times. And this is going to be, I'm just going to run through it verbally and we'll just touch and then we'll do a session. So we will tap and we'll say, even though I've gained this weight, I still fully love and accept myself. I want to pause here and just say, oftentimes we are so hard on ourselves. So my job is to work myself out of a job, right? Just like you, we want to work ourselves out of what we do.
Well, I'm not sure I want to work myself totally out of what
I want someone to leave me, fly away, release and renew.
I know.
And a new person to come in and send them off the nest.
That's
so
yeah.
And that part, a lot of that is with compassion. So the first part will be, I love and accept myself. If you can't say that, I am trying to love and accept myself, or I profoundly accept myself. We're just recognizing compassion and calming ourselves down. Nice. Then we would start on the top of our head and we would say a sentence. Then it's the beginning of our eyebrows, and you can tap on both of them or just one. It doesn't matter. It's the beginning of the eyebrows, not above, just right at there. And then on the side of the eye, not on the temple, but on the side of the eye, under the eye, kind of on the bone, under the lip, under the nose, top of the lip, under the bottom lip, and then kind of right under your collarbone, kind of on the meaty part. You'll kind of feel it, collarbone, and then it gets soft again. And then right about where a bra strap would be, about 4 inches down from the armpit. And we will do that several rounds. So let me just ask you, when you think about the weight you've gained from the pandemic, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel that on that level? 10 being like, I am so angry with myself, or I'm so sad, or whatever, to 0, it doesn't really matter.
Probably 5.
5.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
a 5.
I mean,
All right.
I totally take responsibility that I wanted to do it.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
You wanted to do it. Okay, good.
Wanted to do it.
All right. And so then where do you feel that in your body?
Where do I feel
that feeling of like,
well, I guess probably stomach. I feel bloated,
I mean, you feel it there, but you feel the emotion there of like, I got to get rid of this.
No, I think that's probably my brain. I'm thinking that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just start. We're going to tap on the side of the head and you're just going to follow along with me. So you don't need to know anybody that's doing an EFT session does not need to know where to tap. They just follow their practitioner.
Okay. So I'm following you. I'm tapping on the meaty part of my hand.
Part of hand. Like if you were going to do a karate chop, that's where we're tapping. And if something I say, Pat, does not resonate with you, you can put in your own words. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So even though how many pounds? I mean, you don't have to tell me, but like,
well, 10 I would say probably 15.
Okay.
15 or more. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Everybody who's listening has different amounts.
That's right.
It's the pandemic 15.
Yeah.
Or 19. COVID-19. All right. So let's just take a deep breath. We're going to do one round of just deep breathing.
And you're tapping all the time.
And I'm tapping on the side of the hand. Just release it. Now tap on the top of your head, right where the fontanelle would be with the baby. Just breathe in. The beginning of the eyebrow, either both or one. I'm just doing one.
And you're using 3 fingers here to tap, correctly? Yeah.
I'm kind of doing 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah. And the side of the eye, breathe in. Breathe out. Under the eye.
And people can do this with you on Zoom. I'm expecting.
A lot of my clients. I have clients in Europe. I have clients all over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this would be an easy thing to.
Under the nose. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It doesn't really matter where. Breathing in. Breathing out very slowly. Under the lip, bottom lip. Not on the chin, just under the lip, just calmly breathing in. Breathing out. Okay, on the collarbone, under the collarbone point. Kind of on the meaty tissue right under the collarbone.
Okay, I'm tapping away.
Mm-hmm.
Tap, tap, tap. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then 4 inches under your armpit where a bra strap would be.
Just one side.
I'm doing my whole hand. Just kind of give it a gentle.
Okay. All right. Good. And do you do both sides then, or you just do?
Nope. You can just do one, or you could do both hands at the same time. I'm moving my screen down a little bit so you can see.
That's okay.
Even though
I'll just do one.
All right. And now we'll just do a little stretch, and we'll start. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel right now? Just in stress level, still at 5, or has it gone down?
Well, stress level, I don't feel much stress at all. Yeah.
Okay.
1 or 2.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's changed in terms of
physical.
The physical. Yeah. By physicality of that. But I don't feel very stressed. So now you go back and do it again.
What's your go-to food, just out of curiosity? What's brought on the weight gain?
Well, I got married and I celebrated for 6 months ahead of time and 6 months afterwards.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So it's mostly wine, I think, and champagne and not curbing myself with desserts and stuff. So I think that was been it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I did the same
All
thing.
for a good reason.
I did the same thing after I got married. Too many pina coladas. I gained 10 pounds in 1 week like that.
Oh my gosh. It took me a little longer than that, but yeah. Okay.
Okay. Side of the hand, everybody. If you're doing this with us, just side of the hand where the karate chop would be. Even though I have these extra pounds, and you're going to repeat after me, Pat.
Okay.
Even though I have these extra pounds.
Even though I have these extra pounds.
And I really want them to come off.
I really want them to come off.
I sure had fun putting them on.
I did. I sure had fun putting them on.
And I fully and profoundly love and accept myself.
I fully and profoundly love and accept myself.
Even though the thought of we're doing another round, even though we're still tapping, even though the thought of getting these pounds off is not fun.
Even though the thought of getting these pounds off is not fun.
And I don't even know where I'm going to begin.
I do know where I'm going to begin, but okay. All right. I know where I'm going to begin.
And I dread the beginning.
And I dread the beginning. That's true. That's true. Keep putting it off. I'm going to do it next week.
I love and accept myself because it was fun.
I love and accept myself because it was fun.
Even though I keep putting this off.
Even though I keep putting this off.
I accept myself.
I accept it. I accept myself. Yeah.
And it was really fun.
It's really fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Top of the head.
Top of the head. Okay.
Even though I keep putting this off.
Even though I keep putting this off.
Beginning of the eyebrow. I keep putting this off.
I keep putting this off.
Side of the eye. I'm curious why I keep putting this off.
I'm curious about why I keep putting this off.
I'm curious underneath the eye.
Curious.
Upper lip. Maybe it's because I think it's going to be hard.
Maybe it's because I think it's going to be hard. Yeah.
Under the lip. Maybe it's because I think it's going to take too long.
Maybe it's because I think it's going to take too long.
Under the collarbone. Maybe it's because I'm impatient.
Maybe it's because I'm impatient.
4 inches under the armpit on the side. Maybe it's because I'm impatient.
Maybe it's because I'm impatient. I want it off now.
Top of the head. It took a year to put it on.
Took a year to put it on.
It can take it. Beginning of the eyebrow. It can take a year to come off.
Oh. Oh, that's a hard one. It can take a year to come off.
It seems so hard.
It seems really hard.
Side of the eye, under the eye, because it seems so long.
It seems so long.
It might be faster under the lip.
It might be faster.
Am I procrastinating because I don't know how long it's going to take? Under the lip.
Am I procrastinating because I don't know how long it's going to take?
Under the collarbone, am I procrastinating because I think it's going to be painful?
Am I procrastinating because I think it's going to be painful?
Under the arm. I'm impatient.
I'm impatient, for sure.
Top of the head. It could be fun.
It could be fun.
It could be fun to just take walks.
Could be fun to take walks.
It could be fun to learn health tricks on the side of the eye.
It could be fun to learn health tricks.
It could be interesting to explore really healthy recipes.
Could be interesting to explore healthy recipes.
Above the lip, it could be interesting to just eliminate things slowly.
Could be interesting to eliminate things slowly.
It's under the lip. Doesn't have to be all at once.
Doesn't have to be all at once.
Came on slowly.
Came on slowly.
I know it can be done.
I know it could be done. Okay, let's stop there.
Take a stretch.
Okay.
And now what is coming up for you?
Yeah. Oh, I want to take a nap.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Is it? All right. Yep. Well, good.
Being sleepy or laughing, that just shows your body's listening to you. I mean, our bodies are listening to us and they are talking to us. Yes. So as you know, procrastination is talking to you. It's saying something, and there's something it's begging for your attention to know, like, why are you procrastinating?
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons is I don't want to miss like the holidays and having a glass of wine and da da da. I mean, there's always a reason, there's always something out there. And I anticipate going to social events and being the only one not drinking or not, whatever. So I have this little story in my head about that. Yep. And, I just need to give up that story. And I've done it before. I could do it again. I don't have any question about that. But let's go back to the tapping. What is it?
Let me ask you one question. So on your 1 to 10, you were at a 5.
Yeah.
After we tapped, you yawned.
Yes.
Where were you on the scale after that after we tapped?
Oh, I think I'm probably at a 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So
if you were a client, I'd say, okay, a 2, let's get it to 0. And we'd go around and around. It might be an hour, but we'd get around to where it's like, okay, I'm ready to start.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that's the thing, is we would go around and around until you went to a 0 and you're ready. You are calling your power back and ready to start.
Good. Okay.
All about feeling compassion for ourselves, right? Because when we're beating ourselves up or saying you're not going to be the fun person at the party and I can't have this and I can't do that, then we're having like this, and then, but then we're just fighting with ourselves.
Well, that's a negative critical parent. That's like going, now, wait a minute, you're not going to do this right. And you're going to flub up and you're going to drink at these parties. You are. And so it is a psychological, I think weight is a big issue for many, many women.
A lot of people. That and the unknown. There's a lot of things that are just broad level. So I'm glad you brought up weight. So I have a testimony on my website. A woman was getting ready for her wedding and she was eating 1,800 calories a day. She was just militant, going to Orange Theory Fitness. And she came to me and she lost 7 pounds in, I think, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I have to look at the testimony because she wasn't eating enough. She wasn't being kind to herself. And guess what? All that stress raises cortisol. And what does cortisol do? It makes weight gain.
Right.
So you're in this circle with yourself and hating yourself. And she felt wedding ready after we worked together.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
It's exciting. And it's, you don't have to be the party pooper or be that militant. Like you said,
of course you don't. No, of course you don't. I get it. But I'm still fascinated with what does the tapping do exactly? I mean, I'm doing it, but I'm not clearly understanding where the impact is with that.
Yeah. So if you brought up the angry parent. Is that the term you use?
Critical parent. Yeah.
Critical parent. Okay. So you have the critical parent in your brain. It's calming down. The critical parent thought that pops up in your head will create a freeze, basically. That's kind of triggering the amygdala to go like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going to fight this or running away from it. Like some people will have the critical parent come into their mind and they will literally become the rebellious teen.
Right.
And bingy. Right. So what this is doing is it's calming that down and almost letting the subconscious thoughts come up of what's the motivator, what's the root, what's the origin. But the calming effect of tapping your electrical system, it's calming down. You yawn. That's a perfect example. What happens? So many people will say, I feel really relaxed, or they start yawning. Some people, there's an energy release. It's a cognitive somatic energy healing, basically, where we're talking and we're doing energy work at the same time, and we're integrating the mind and the body and your spirit.
Yes.
All is integrating. And that's my whole practice, is integrating all three, because what you're feeling in your body or what you're doing subconsciously, people will say, I don't know why I just ate.
Right.
Well, I can tell them or talk to them about the critical parent, and they can get that in a cognitive,
rational
way. They can understand it intellectually.
Yeah, sure.
But when we're tapping, it's kind of almost like absorbing. It's like your body's absorbing it, so that you're calmer when you think about it. And it's involving your body so that, like I always say to my clients, to be an all-loving, compassionate observer of themselves. Nice. It's getting kind of putting you very grounded, very in your body, so that you can actually be outside your body. This might sound weird, to go, you know what? I'm rebelling against that voice, and that voice is not in my head. They're not really there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. I'm rebelling. Yeah. And there's I think for me, there's a sense of, I'm just going to get away with it. Somehow or other, I'm just going to, it's not going to really land where it's landed or something.
And then you're cast a character. So that's like the rebellious teen, right? Like, I'm going to get away with it. I'm going to sneak out and do it.
Yeah.
And then you have the critical parent, and then you have the wise one, and you have all the cast of characters in you.
You do.
All arguing.
You're running around the circle there. So the tapping is essentially, from what I'm hearing, calming down your electrical system, your whole body, your amygdala, like you said, which is the flight or fight center of the brain, the emotional center. And it's allowing you to accept the compassion, which is what I really liked about what you were saying, Jill, that I love and accept myself. I totally accept you. And, I understand you're not bad or wrong because you did this. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, we do these things, whether it be weight or whether it be anxiety or whatever, and then it triggers all that cascade of negativity. And the negativity then, makes us feel horrible and shamed. Right. And then we're back into the whole circle.
Right.
So you're interrupting that cycle psychologically and calming people down while they're talking about what they're doing and giving them the access to their own compassion. That's what I'm hearing profoundly from you.
Yes. And the research on top of all of that, the research shows, and that's why I love to post research articles on my website, shows that the tapping without talking does bring down cortisol levels and does bring down other hormones that are, rising up in us. So, there is a 100% physical component to it also.
I love that. Well, it's an integration of the emotional, the physical and the spiritual. And
it all goes like this.
Love that.
And I think that's what happened with me. And that's what brought me to this, is that there was so much going on in my life, and I wasn't being hard on myself. I thought I was being kind, but I was doing way too much. And there's good stress too, right? So I was on boards, I was doing all this good stuff. It was too much. And my body was trying to say, stop. So our bodies are talking to us and we ignore them. They're not separate. We don't have mind, spirit, body. It's all like this. And that's what I loved about EFT. It really brought it in.
Yes, of course. Of course. Mm-hmm. All right. So I understand that you're going to be very generous and offer to waive the introductory fee. Is that what I'm reading here?
Yes. So you know what? Actually, I'm going to jump in there. I just waived it. I decided there is no fee to meet me. And so when I gave that to you, I gave you a coupon, because I used to have a fee to have people schedule, it was a nominal fee. But now it's like, if you wanted to just see if we're a fit, my discovery session is just
discovery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jill, this is fascinating. I've never done this before. I'm so glad you're doing this and you've been so successful at it and you're helping so many people and you're helping them not self-sabotage. I mean, which is, as you know, my central book and theme. And I think that's wonderful to have another form of modality to help. So give us all your information. How can people who are tapping away out there go, okay, I want to tap with Jill? How can they get you?
Well, I'm like super easy to find. It's just Coach Jill Feltz. It's my name, CoachJillFeltz.com, Coach Jill Feltz at Gmail. So
Feltz is spelled Felts.
Correct.
So
like
coach.
Like to feel in the past tense.
Yes. Yeah. Coach Jill Feltz. Okay. Well, this has been really fun. Thank you so much. It's been good to see you. And thank you for the tapping. And I'm going to keep tapping away. I loved it. Thank you.
Yes. And when you want to go for that glass of wine, just tap. Do I need it now? Do I need a full glass?
Good
just tap. I need a full glass.
Good point. Yeah. Well, I hear you. I do indeed. And I think we all have times in which we're getting ready to get ready. So so this is part of my getting ready to go for it,
So glad I could serve.
So thank you for my session today. I got a little. I'm usually doing the therapy. Thank you for helping me. All right, Jill. Well, good to see you again, and
thanks
good luck in your business.
Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes and all of our other Hot Pie Media originals baked fresh daily at our home online at hotpiemedia.com, the Hot Pie Media YouTube channel, or wherever you listen to podcasts.